Proletarians of all countries, unite. We are the same blood, you and I, in the name of Perun, greetings to all. Seventh chapter. Dictatorship of the working people and central power. But here a new danger arises. As experience shows, any strong power or dictatorship tends to become even stronger. After all, the Tsarist power grew out of such a dictatorship. Similarly, in America and France, although they are republics, the government has taken such power that now the people are very badly off in these countries. The elected French president is in no way inferior to any king in his power. The same is true in America. The head of the government there, President Wilson, has strangled the entire country with his dictatorship. So our saboteurs and enemies of the people often criticize our power, claiming that is unrestricted and arbitrary, doing whatever it wants without considering the people, relying solely on bayonets and armed force. Is this true? Is there real no difference between our people's commissars and such irreasonable tyrants as President Wilson or, in our case, Kerensky? This must be answered in the most decisive manner. And here our power is completely unlike theirs. Our dictatorship truly belongs not to individual person who can do whatever they please, but to the working people themselves. To clarify this issue, let's examine the structure of our power more closely. At the forefront is not a president or head of state, but the All-Russian Congress of Deputies. It convenes several times a year, and in any case not less than twice. It is composed not of appointees or clerks of the bourgeoisie, but of deputies of peasants, soldiers, and workers, elected by city soviets, district or provincial congresses of soviets. And they go to all the All-Russian Congress not blinding to decide everything presented to them, but after prior notification and familiarization with the Congress's program. This means they can always discuss with their comrades on the spot and find out their opinion on the given issue. Thus, the deputies arriving in the capital act not on their own will, but on the will of their electors, for whom they are trustees and agents. And it is this all Russian Congress that decided the most important matters, including the establishment or amendment of the Soviet Constitution and the ratification of peace treaties. Likewise, the Congress oversees all our relations with other states, decides on war and peace, determines borders, concludes loans, establishes plans for the entire national economy, approves the budget, improves taxes, imposes taxes and duties, manages the armed force, and appoints members of the workers and peasants' government of people's commissars. And it should be noted that all Russian congresses do not sit all the time away from their electors in the capital. On the contrary, as soon as the work is done, they go back to their places and report there. And for the new Congress, they are re-elected and again given all necessary instructions on the spot. Those our deputies are not cut off from their electors but always together with them and act according to their instructions. Such an order is extremely rare in bourgeoisie republics, once in many years, and then only for one matter, for amending the constitution, and for other less important matters, they do not use such congresses, and this is also called democracy. Only in the interval between two congresses for a couple of months does a special All-Russian Central Executive Committee of Soviets operate, which is re-elected at each congresses and during the absence of the Congress decides the most important matters for it. The Central Committee has legislative and administrative powers, but most importantly, it supervises the activities of all our governmental and Soviet institutions. The Central Committee must constantly monitor the execution of our Constitution, laws, and decrees, oversee the work of the Council of People Commissars, ensure that the interests of workers and peasants are always in the first place. It is clear from the above that apart from the consent of the deputies of workers and peasants forming the Central Committee, no one can seize any power, and without their knowledge, no legislation or administration is allowed. As stated in our Constitution, Article 47, the People's Commissars are fully responsible to the Council of People's Commissars and to the All Russian Central Executive Committee. And Art 46, the Council of People Commissars is fully responsible to the All Russian Congress of Soviets and the All Russian Central Executive Committee. From this follows the rule that not only all their decisions and resolutions are communicated by the Council of People's Commissars to the Central Committee, but the latter has the right to annul or suspend any such decisions or resolutions, and all major matters by Council of People Commissars are directly submitted for approval to the Central Committee. However, even this does not satisfy our constitution. To prevent arbitrariness, or it does not recognize such position as the American or French presidents. We do not have such uncrowned kings. Our people's commissars must decide everything by general consent of council, and there is no chief or head of state above them. Thus, all power truly belongs to the workers and peasants or their deputies. No other power exists, and what is prescribed from the center is done in the interest of the working people for their benefit and safety. Thank you for your attention.